morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching JanataTelevision and this is the English Bulletin with me, Sushant Dhakal. The top stories first. Supreme Court issues 5-point interim order in the name of the government, directs the government to bring all stranded citizens back to Nepal. International flights to remain suspended until April 30th. Government pledges to ensure smooth supply of daily essentials. World Bank rolls out $29 million to Nepal. The fund will be utilized to fight the coronavirus pandemic. Taliban breaks off talks with Afghan government. The likely deal was soured on prisoner exchange. And Mercedes designs a new breathing aid for coronavirus patients. New device can replace ventilators for mild symptomatic patients. And now the news in detail. The Supreme Court yesterday issued an interim order directing the government to allow all the willing Nepali citizens stranded abroad to enter Nepal. The division bench of Justice Duo Deepak Kumar Karki and Manoj Kumar Sharma issued the order to bring all the Nepalese citizens stranded at various foreign places in coordination with concerned Nepali diplomatic channels. The top court, however, displayed flexibility by asking the government to ensure citizens' right to food and shelter wherever they are if the homecoming isn't possible. Yesterday's hearing came in response to the two separate writ petitions filed to let the stranded Nepalese enter Nepal by Advocate Meena Kharka and Advocate Manish Kumar Shrestha. In case the citizens can be returned to Nepal, the Supreme Court, in its 5 points order, has directed the government to make necessary arrangements to keep the rescued citizens in quarantine for 14 days. The government has extended the suspension of international flights to and from Tribhuvan International Airport until April 30th. The government took such decision yesterday upon the recommendation of the high-level committee to prevent the spread of coronavirus in the country. Earlier, the government had decided to suspend all flights, including international flights, till April 15th. But later, the government decided to extend the flight suspension, considering the risk of spreading imported cases of coronavirus. A meeting of the committee also decided to conduct rapid diagnostic tests in the districts identified as highly vulnerable to the disease.
बढी प्रभावित भएका ठाउँहरू खास गरी कैलाली, कञ्चनपुर र बागलुङमा आरडीटी पद्धतिबाट शीघ्र तुरुन्तै परीक्षण गर्ने र सस्पेक्टेड देखिएको त्यहाँ चाहिँ नि आरडीटी पद्धतिबाट परीक्षण गर्दा पोजिटिभ देखिएको समूहमा पीसीआर मेसिनद्वारा डिटेल परीक्षण पनि गर्ने। 15 तारिखसम्म अप्रिलको 15 सम्म अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय उडानहरू स्थगित रहेको अवस्था थियो। यसलाई चाहिँ अब फेरि विस्तार गरेर अप्रिलको 30 सम्म पुर्याउने गरी यो आजको छलफलमा यसलाई टुङ्गो लागेको अवस्था छ।
The meeting also decided to ensure supply of daily essentials while keeping a close watch on unnecessary movement of vehicles and people during the lockdown, which expires next Tuesday. Metropolitan Crime Division has arrested Vice Chair and the operator of Shankar Group and Jagdamba Steels on charges of black marketing. Agrawal has been arrested for selling thermal guns used to measure body temperature at a highly inflated price. Agrawal was arrested from Naxal, Kathmandu, whilst in a diplomatic missions vehicle. Police has also seized the Commission's vehicle with the number plate 209HCC1. In his defense, Agrawal stated that he is the honorary consul of Nepal to Kyrgyzstan and used the vehicle as a diplomatic amenity. The police seized the vehicle only after Department of Foreign Affairs informed Agrawal had no rights to possess any diplomatic missions vehicle. Agrawal was retailing thermal guns at 15,000 rupees each when the market price for each is valued at 3,500. Police had disguised themselves as potential customers while arresting Agrawal after sources reported of black marketing. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has expressed concerns about the daily wage earners and their well-being during the lockdown period. During his address to the nation yesterday, Prime Minister Oli expressed his concerns about the livelihood of the daily wage earners. The Prime Minister also expressed his condolences to families of all the people who have passed away due to the coronavirus and gave out his best wishes to all those who are currently in recovery. The Prime Minister also said the extension on the lockdown time period had to be done to keep the virus from spreading in the country. The Prime Minister also urged everyone with a recent travel history to remain in mandatory quarantine and requested all Nepalese stranded across the borders to remain in quarantine before they enter the country. Prime Minister Oli said he is aware of the problems faced by the Nepali citizens living abroad and said they will be provided the necessary help very soon. He also said a special remuneration has been set up for the medical professionals who have been leading the fight against the pandemic in the front lines. Prime Minister Oli reassured the public that special relief packages for all daily wage workers will be brought as soon as possible.
मेरो आग्रह छ मानव जातिलाई नै चुनौती दिइरहेको यस सङ्कटसँग जुधिरहेको बेला हाम्रो ध्यान यसै लडाईँमा एकाग्र गरौँ। अरू छलफल र कामहरू त स्थिति सामान्य बनेपछि गर्न सकिन्छ नै। स्वास्थ्य सम्बन्धी जनचेतना अभिवृद्धि गर्न र सरकारले गरेका निर्णयहरू जनसमक्ष पुर्याउन सञ्चार माध्यमहरूले खेलेको भूमिका सराहनीय छ। मेरो आग्रह छ सङ्कटको बेलामा आशावादको सङ्कटमाथि विजय प्राप्त गर्न सकिन्छ भन्ने सामूहिक आत्मविश्वासको र बलियो सामाजिक राष्ट्रिय एकताको निर्माणका लागि सञ्चार माध्यमहरूले अझ जिम्मेवार भूमिका खेल्नुहोस् भनेर आग्रह गर्न चाहन्छु।
The Prime Minister also addressed the concerns of the media and urged all media houses and media personnel to help relay the government's decision to the public without any judgment. A government-owned company has started production of hand sanitizers in a bid to prevent coronavirus from spreading in the country. The state-owned Nepal Aushadhi Limited has taken the initiative after purchasing 10,000 liters of alcohol from Reliance sugarcane industry. The government decided to produce sanitizers on its own as an alternative to soap at a time when the country is gripped by the fear of coronavirus. The move is likely to address the excessive demand of sanitizers in the market. The company has been producing 10,000 bottles of sanitizers of 100 ml pack on a daily basis. The company claimed that it has been producing sanitizers as per the standards set by the World Health Organization. The product has 80% of alcohol, 18% purified water, 1% glycerine and 1% distilled water. The company has so far sold 50,000 bottles of sanitizers. The Department of Drug Administration has also granted permission to the private companies to produce sanitizers due to the excessive demand in the market. Altogether, 16 private companies have been given permission to produce sanitizers. However, different companies have been charging different rates for the product. This has compelled the DDA to fix a uniform price for which it is making preparations. The department is also monitoring the standard of the locally produced sanitizers. Washing hands with soap water is one of the best options to prevent coronavirus. Use of sanitizer is an alternative to soap water. Sanitizers become handy in places where there is lack of water. The government has informed that all 8 patients currently recovering from the coronavirus remain in stable health condition. Speaking at the regular press meet organized at the Health Ministry yesterday, spokesperson Dr. Bikas Devkota said the total number of tests performed until yesterday was 1,796 and said all the 8 recovering patients remain stable. He also informed that the contact tracing of all the current coronavirus patients is nearing completion.
कञ्चनपुर र कैलालीमा दुवै मेथडबाट र्यापिड डायग्नोस्टिक किट र नमुना स्वाबको नमुना परीक्षण दुवै गर्ने हिसाबले नमुना सङ्कलन गरिरहेका छौं। अहिले कञ्चनपुरमा अहिले प्राप्त रिपोर्ट अनुसार 21 वटा र कैलालीमा 18 वटा नमुना परीक्षण नमुना सङ्कलन भएको छ। यसैगरी जुम्ला र अछाममा पनि नमुना सङ्कलन भइरहेको छ। यो चाहिँ स्वाबको नमुना सङ्कलन हो। लक्ष्य चाहिँ 450 बढी सङ्कलन गर्ने लक्ष्य लिएको छ। हरेक जिल्लाको 4-4 वटा ठाउँमा क्वारेन्टाइनमा रहेका व्यक्तिहरूबाट यो नमुना चाहिँ सङ्कलन भइरहेको छ।
The ministry also informed that the rapid diagnostic tests have been started in the high-risk districts of Kailali and Kanchanpur. Dr. Devkota further informed that the sample collection has also started in Jumla and Acham districts.
आइसोलेसनमा रहेका बिरामीहरूको संख्या अपडेट गराउन चाहन्छु। काठमाडौँ उपत्यका भित्र हाल 16 जना र काठमाडौँ उपत्यका बाहिर 84 जना गरी देशभर कुल 100 जना आइसोलेसनमा हुनुहुन्छ। क्वारेन्टाइनमा रहेका व्यक्तिहरू हाल नेपाल भरि 9228 जना हुनुहुन्छ।
In other news, the medical team from Birendra Sainik Hospital has completed its training for the health professionals of the Armed Police Force and Nepal Police Hospital. And now the news from the economic front. The World Bank has approved a fast-track fund of $29 million under the COVID-19 Emergency Response and Health Systems Preparedness Project to help Nepal respond to the pandemic. The budget is also expected to be utilized for the strengthening of the government's public health preparedness. Finance Secretary Sisir Kumar Dungana and World Bank's Country Director for Nepal Fariz Haddad Zevros signed an agreement to this effect yesterday. The joint press statement issued after the signing of the deal reads that the project is being financed by the World Bank Group's International Development Association under the COVID-19 Fast Track Facility and will be effective immediately after the signing. The statement said that the project provides emergency support to enhance Nepal's capacity to detect cases and ensure prompt contact tracing consistent with World Health Organization guidelines. It will also help set up new intensive care units, beds and isolation facilities across the country, says the statement. The project will be implemented by Ministry of Health and Population. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. The Taliban yesterday broke off talks with Afghan government on a prisoner exchange issue, Reuters reported. Prisoners exchange was the main step in peace talks brokered by the United States after it agreed on troops withdrawal pact with the militants. According to Reuters, Taliban spokesperson Suhail Sahin said on Twitter a technical team would not participate in fruitless meetings and the release of the prisoners was being delayed under one pretext or another. The US and the Taliban had signed a pact in late February under which US-led international forces would withdraw in exchange for Taliban security guarantees. It is the best chance of ending the 18-year war, but peace hinges on talks between the US-backed Afghan government and the militants. A prisoner exchange is meant to build confidence on both sides of those talks. The Taliban suspension of the talks could lead to an escalation of violence, which in turn could threaten the plan to withdraw US troops, a major objective of President Donald Trump. The Russian space agency Roscosmos accused Donald Trump on Tuesday of creating a basis to take over other planets by signing an executive order outlining US policy on commercial mining in space. According to Reuters, the executive order, which Roscosmos had said damaged the scope of international cooperation in space, was signed on Monday. It said the United States would seek to negotiate joint statements and bilateral and multilateral arrangements with foreign states regarding safe and sustainable operations for the public and private recovery and use of space resources. It said US citizens should have the right to engage in such activity and that outer space is a legally and physically unique domain of human activity and the United States does not view it as a global commons. Roscosmos said the order put the United States at odds with the notion of space belonging to all humanity. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Mercedes has made the design of a new breathing aid device to help develop freely available to help fight the coronavirus crisis. The device helps patients with the lung infectants breathe more easily when an oxygen mask alone is insufficient. The device was designed in conjunction with the University College London. UCL hospital consultant Professor Merveen Singer said these devices help save lives by ensuring ventilators are used only for the most severely ill, BBC reported. The new continuous positive airway pressure device was reverse engineered from a previous model in less than 100 hours and received regulatory approval last week. The revised design consumes 70% less oxygen than the earlier model. The design released by Mercedes for public use include specification of materials, tools and kit used in the rapid prototyping process. The UK government has ordered 10,000 of the devices, which are being produced at a rate of up to 1,000 a day, Mercedes say at their engine design base in Brixworth, Northern Hampshire. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Supreme Court issues 5 points interim order in the name of the government, directs the government to bring all stranded citizens willing to enter Nepal. International flights to remain suspended till April 30th. Government pledges to ensure smooth supply of daily essentials. World Bank rolls out $29 million to Nepal. The fund will be utilized to fight the coronavirus pandemic. Taliban break off talks with Afghan government. The likely deal was soured on prisoner exchange. And Mercedes designs a new breathing aid for coronavirus patients. New device can replace ventilators for mild symptomatic patients. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to enjoy your stay at home while following the government directives on the lockdown. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.